Hi, my friends, this is Tom. Boy, I'm excited to have you here with me today, and I have a ton of important information to share with you. So please bear with me while I switch over to my written presentation, and I'll talk to you soon. Hi, everyone, this is Tom again, and I'd just like to go over some information that I think is very valuable when considering what you're going to do with your time and your resources and how you're going to take care of some of your concerns or your income. And mostly that's connected to a part-time job. Now, think about this for a minute. When I think about a job, and I think about it like this, just think about a job like a job, which means just over broke. Okay? And I think about this because it's really important. I'm very thankful for the jobs that I've had in the past, as I'm sure you are as well. But think about this, it's one of those things where you put all your time and your effort, heart and soul, I mean, just so many different things that you're putting into your job, and sometimes you get pay cuts, or actually you lose the job, and you say to yourself, what did I do all this for to get this to happen? And I think to myself, boy, that's just a bad thing to happen in this economy. How many people are losing their jobs? And on top of that, there's a statistic out that says 87.5, and this is according to Forbes magazine, 87.5% of Americans hate their job. So they hate that just over broke situation. Whether they have a lot of different things that they may not like about it, but again, the problem is that you're spending all this time and all this effort and all these things, and you know what? That job that just over broke is still there. You're still having to do it every single day, sometimes to a long commute, sometimes through bad work conditions or working with negative people. And you know what? And the worst thing that keeps happening is the bills keep going up. Gas, food, medical stuff, just entertainment. I mean, it all keeps going up, and the income isn't rising with what you're getting at your job, which is why most people end up going to that job again, and they think, okay, well, I got this one job and it pays me, so we'll put the job equals cash. So what do? They go for a second, or sometimes even a third job. Now, boy, I mean, common sense would say, yep, I want to be able to pay the bills, and the only way for me to get money is to get to my job. And you know what? That's true. I mean, I understand it. You get somebody who's going to give you some guaranteed money, and they're going to do it for some guaranteed hours, and you're going to be able to pay the bills. But remember, you're giving up a lot. You're giving up a lot of your time, energy, money in some cases just to get to that job, and babysitting and daycare and all those things that go with that, time with friends, family. I mean, there's a lot of things that are created when you go to these second or third jobs. And so you got to start asking yourself, okay, well, Tom, what's your point? I definitely agree with you. And the point is that I have some solutions for you, but I think it's really key to focus on what people are trying to do when they get these second and third jobs and the other options that are available. This would be a great time, actually, to talk about. There's a link that I put below here. And the link is a link to a video that I created that explains the difference between a job and a business. And again, this is extremely important because if you understand the difference between the job, the just over broke, and a biz, I'll just write biz here, and a team, because that equals a team. A biz equals a team. And a job, let's see, one person is in that job. So when I think about this, it's a simple math equation. Which one is going to give you more return? So again, take a minute, pause this video, and watch that video. It's a 10-minute video, and I think it does a pretty decent job, not a great job, but a pretty decent job of explaining why someone would not want to do the job. And once you know this, and why you'd want to do a biz, okay? Why you would want this, and the main reason is it's because of this team. You would want it, okay? So take a minute, pause this video, check that out. Now, I'm glad that you're back. And again, just take a second. I mean, most people say that they want more money, and some will even go get that second or third job. But is that really the best decision? And let's just put a question mark by it. And I think it's not. That's just my opinion, and I hopefully will do a good job of explaining why it's not the best decision. So let's go over some of the cost of getting a second job, and you'll say, wait a minute, the cost? I'm doing it so I can gain. And obviously, anytime you do things, there's a give and a take. And so what you're going to get is cash, right? You need to pay some bills. You get some extra money. Now, what are the costs? So let's go over some of the costs. Sometimes it costs more money in daycare or in travel. Okay. Sometimes it definitely costs more in your time. It definitely costs more in your health. If you guys are like me, I mean, there have been times in my life I've worked 100-hour weeks, 80 to 100 hours. I mean, that's just kills you. You get no sleep, and you're just life kind of drags because you're so wore down from the 80 to the 100. I mean, it's just not fun. And so if you've ever worked that much, you'll certainly relate to that, and I don't have to explain that any further. So again, and then you talk about relationships. Boy, I mean, that kind of fits into the time aspect, but it's important to think about family and friends. I'll put fam. And then, I mean, just think about this. Your family and friends, your relationships suffer because you're spending so much time over here that you can't include those. Now, again, what are the options? The options are you make some choices. And the first thing is that you have to ask yourself, as I explained in the previous video, do you have those choices? And absolutely you do. You have choices, and you can do things about them, and the choices are either A, that's second or third job, or you can do a biz. Make your team working for you. As I mentioned in the previous video, again, remember a comparison to 1 or 40. This is a no-brainer. You're going to work for money. Why not have 40 people making money for you that day compared to having just one? I mean, it's just, to me, again, using logic, this is a no-brainer. So you ask yourself, what about the choices? Okay, what results do you really want? Do you want different results? If you want some different results, then you have to look at something that gives you those different results, and that definitely is a business. Having your team, becoming a better leader, getting the time back for your family and your friends and your health and your just general well-being. I mean, think about this logically. If you could make the money that you're after and pay the bills and still love what you do, I mean, that's another thing. Love what you do because you're making yourself better. It makes you better. How many times have you felt, man, I can't go to work today. I have to go to work. This is terrible. This is a pain. Blah blah blah. You all know. We've all been there. But I'll tell you what. When you finally make a choice to stop that and do something different, there's just freedom. Let me write that up here. There's just freedom, and that is so critical. Freedom and happy. Now there's risk, absolutely, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The difference between interested and committed. A lot of people say they're interested in making money and interested in change, but there's a big difference between that and committed. Think about being committed to something. It's not a question anymore, it's an absolute. You are going to make some changes. You are going to do something different. It's almost a promise to yourself. Promise to you. Versus interested, well, maybe. This is a maybe. The reason why people don't make it in a lot of the endeavors that they take on is because they're interested in it versus committed. When it comes down to choices, am I going to watch TV? Am I going to go hang out? Am I going to go out? I should just put go out. Am I going to sleep days away when I know that if I had a good routine, get 8 hours a day, then I wouldn't need to do this anymore. Then I'd free up more time. And that brings me to my next point, the time. Tom, I can't do this because. And you know what, guys? I mean, honestly, the thinking behind that, there's a couple of reasons why people think these things. Number one, it's fear. Okay? And I understand it. I was there. Fear. Fear of change, fear of failing. Okay? The old what if. But I have a question. Why do we only think about the negatives and the what ifs? What if I don't make it? What if I can't do this? What if I can't do that? You know what the answer is? It's always going to be the same. So guess what? If you say, what if I don't do this? The answer, you're going to have exactly what you have right now. And you know what? You're making it right now, but you said you wanted something better, which is why you're even watching the rest of this video. So you know what? Why not turn the what if to positive? I mean, why not have success? To me, that makes the most sense. All right? To me, that makes the most sense. Now, when I think about that, they talk about the money, not having, here, let me clean this up here a little bit so I have some more room to talk. I don't have the money to do it. And you know what? There's a couple lessons here in the answer to that question. I understand you don't have money. That's why you're looking for another job. And I was in the same situation. So, but somebody told me, listen, Tom, if I were to tell you I'd give you $100 today, if you got me $100 today, sorry, if you got me $100 today, I'll give you $1,000 back tomorrow. I promise you, I would find the $100 because I want the $1,000 back. Now think about that for a second. I don't have $100 just laying around in my pocket just to give to somebody. But boy, I'll tell you what, I can find it, borrow it, make a business deal with someone to get it in order to get the guaranteed $900 back. And that creativity, you think about this. This is just a simple issue of being creative. Find a way. Which is what I would do, which is what I did. And I said to myself, wow, you know what, let me get this straight. So if someone was going to if I gave them 100, they would give me 1,000 back. Okay? Think about this in your business. There are people who make millions doing what we're talking about. Millions of dollars. And you know what? A few $100 is nothing in the scheme of things. Even if you made $1,000 and you spent $500, which you're not going to, but let's just say you want to spend $500. Okay, and you could get $1,000 back, which is absolutely realistic, with no issue. And you can do this part-time. Okay, why wouldn't you do it? I mean, you're still getting more here. You're still getting more here. It doesn't matter, and the potential is here based on what you want to do. So let me see here. There you go, a little better. Okay, you have to decide. Let me clear this up one more time. Okay. One of the objections that people give is I don't have time. Time will come because of the choices. Time will come with choices. The more smarter choices you make, the more you have a team working to make you the same or more amount of money, then you get more time. I mean, this makes sense. One person or 40 people. I'd rather have 40 people making money for me compared to one. That's that concept of leverage. Having other people use their time and resources to help make you money. All right. So, I mean, I hope I've explained just a few of them about time and money because that's extremely important. The next things you have to talk about is what's the next step. You've seen my other video, you finished up watching this video, and I haven't even talked to you yet about what you would do to get your team started. And you know what? The reason I haven't is because none of that matters if you haven't committed to change. Okay? Sorry for the bad handwriting. If you haven't committed to change. All right? Think about that for a second. We talked about the difference between dedicated or interested and committed, and that's you making a choice to change. Once you make the choice to change, the rest is going to be easy. We're going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to help guide you. I am on your team. I have a ton of training and a ton of resources available that are going to help you be successful. So, I mean, when I look at it, the team is your best chance to get the income that you're after, compared to doing it by yourself, that 1 or the 40. That's the team aspect of this. I've beat it in again and again and again because it's so critical to making that choice. On this page, You'll see my Skype ID. You'll see my Facebook, Twitter, blog, website, all those great things. If you'd like to learn more about the product that we're talking about, go ahead and click on the picture of myself in the corner, the bottom right corner, and you'll see it'll say it says website by it. Just click on that. I have some videos. I have some information to share with you. But more importantly, just reach out, make a phone call, get in touch with me. We're going to start making this thing work for you. I'll answer any questions you have, and I promise you this: you don't have to buy or do or sell anything if you don't see the value in it. I am not trying to do that. I will not pressure you. I just want to help you make some choices that will bring change into your life and get you the happiness that you deserve. So again, I hope you learned from some of the information. Reach out and make contact with me, and I will be glad to help you in any way that I can. I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great day.